What's up, people? What's up, people? What's up, people? It is your boy MM2K of PNTS Network and CloudDosage here with another SSC podcast. This is SSC, I believe, 113, and I'm here with your other host, Lo-Fi. Lo-Fi, what's going on, good brother?
Up?
How you been, man?
What's up,
How you
everybody?
feeling, man?
Ah, bro, just gaming, man. I just got done gaming, doing some Monster Hunter with main games, and
Oh, that's what's up, man.
yeah.
You guys were playing it on xCloud or Xbox?
I installed it. Some games you just gotta install, man.
You know what I love, Lo-Fi, is every time if I ask you if you play at Xbox, you're like, or xCloud, you're like, no, I had to install it. Ain't nothing wrong with xCloud.
Man, poor little xCloud.
Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with it. Hey, if you like it, I love it.
xCloud at 3 a.m. is beautiful.
Yeah,
Any
exactly.
Other time, I don't know.
Exactly. I'm turning a new leaf, y'all. No more Phil bashing on this channel for me. I've been told. I've been warned. All right. So with that said, man, we got a stacked lineup of content to talk about with you. We're going to talk about something that our good friend Ryzak, shout out to Ryzak, man. He gave us this topic. Is cloud game surgeons dead? We'll talk about that. We're going to talk about the Xbox Developer Conference. More stuff coming out of this whole GFN Ultimate experience, the GFN 4080 tier, or the Super Pods. They like saying, I noticed that Geforce now loves saying that. The Super Pods, when I go try to read the scripts and stuff for our shows, I say Super Pod like 30,000 times. So yeah, we're going to talk about
Sounds like
that.
something you keep an alien in.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what it sounds like. Something that's, death defying and will take you through a wormhole or something like that. But but it's definitely dope. It's definitely dope. So stay tuned for that. Also, we're talking about Amazon Luna, man. We ain't talking about them in a minute. There's still a pulse. Still a pulse over there at Luna. So we're going to talk about
live.
Jesus Louise. We're going to talk about Luna. And then we're going to talk about Boosteroid. Boosteroid had a partnership. It's interesting. So we're going to talk about that. All right. With that said, let's get into the main topic for today. And the number one main topic for today, and I think everybody that is going to be listening to this is going to be interested in, is they want an answer to the question, is cloud gaming surgeons dead? So you know how we do. Let me show you something. All right. This is well, you know what? Let me back up a little bit. Or should I talk about the You know what? No. I'll talk about the SSC news at the end, right before we do the raffle. Oh yeah, because I forgot to tell y'all, there's going to be a lucky winner that you guys are going to see while we're recording this. No, not that. That's important too.
Holla, holla.
Holla, 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 holla. Somebody, one of our members is going to be a gift recipient of a $50 gift card to their platform of choice. Yes, it is that time. It is that time for the members raffle once again. Yes. So you'll get to see who the winner is, and we'll get to congratulate them. Day. All right. But let's go back here to Ryzak, man. Shout out to Ryzak. I told Ryzak that I would be stealing this from him because this was a hell of a topic. It's the 500-pound elephant in the room. Nobody's talking about it, but we're going to talk about it today. Lo-fi. Oops. It got so excited, knocked off my pop filter. So what Ryzak asked on Twitter is it safe to say the hype of cloud gaming died with Stadia? And I want to ask you, Lo-fi, what was the effect that Stadia caused when we talk about the hype for cloud gaming in relation to Ryzak's question?
I mean, honestly, when I look at that question, I got to think, was there hype there to begin with? I mean, people did get excited, but I don't know about hype. Like, it could have reached those levels. You know what I mean? Like, it could have, but no, I don't think it's lost its hype. I think it's still building. It's been a slow burn with cloud gaming for a long time now, and for me, that was a win. Still, you know, as long as I've been looking at cloud gaming, that was still a win regardless. And now you got all this new GFN stuff. Now we're talking about some hype. You're talking about super pods, like you're talking about 4080. Now we can talk about hype, because that's big. So I don't think cloud gaming hype has died, or whatever, however you want to look at it, but I think there's way more to come.
I think
now maybe the trend of people getting excited about it's kind of slowed down, but that type of stuff comes in waves anyway.
I think that's what Ryzak, interesting. I think that's what Ryzak was pointing at, is that, you know, this camaraderie that was with the cloud community and us, you know, doing, albeit, what was it, at one time, Stadia Super Saturdays and doing different things. Like, what has happened to that? Is it gone? And I want to say that it came to a pause. Yeah, SPC. I want to say it may have hit a roadblock, but as we'll soon demonstrate to you, it's not gone for sure. There are remedies.
Everybody was a little taken aback by it, you know, when the Stadia announced closing.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I think as a Stadian, you think, oh God, it's gone, and all these other companies are gonna start backing out, or this or that's gonna happen. And it's like, nah, bro. Cloud gaming is here to stay. They can't ignore it now.
Yeah. I find it unfortunate that maybe one of the biggest spearheaders of the effort is out of it, and that's a damn shame.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, I think what Stadia really did was show that, like, you know, the idea of a console in the cloud has value. There's people that will want that.
Exactly.
But as far as cloud gaming goes without Stadia around, it's not a console in the cloud situation anymore. Now we're talking about, like me and you've discussed this, where I'm a hybrid gamer.
Yeah.
Like, cloud gaming doesn't solve all my problems, but neither does installing or playing on it.
Yep.
That you have to have that cloud to bridge these gaps.
Yep. Exactly. No, I 1000% agree with that.
Yeah, you're missing out if you're only cloud gaming on console, or you're only gaming on console, or you're only gaming on PC, and you don't have cloud gaming in your repertoire at all, man, you're missing out.
I think the biggest, so that brings us, that's a perfect segue to my mini rant. And I'm gonna make this a mini rant because I really like the chords that you're plucking and what you say about this lo-fi. So I think what you got to say is probably a little bit more profound than what I have to say. I'll just say this real quick. There are some prime examples on why we need both. Example number one of why we need cloud gaming. Why, if you're a dedicated device gamer, you shouldn't ignore cloud gaming. I don't think it's one or the other. And maybe in the past, in trying to deal with the anti-rhetoric towards Stadia, we've made it feel like it was one way or the other.
Oh, if you're the type of person that just plays by yourself and that's all you ever do is play by, then maybe you can get away without cloud gaming.
Well, no, not even if you play by yourself. Cause here's the thing to think about. All I got, 2 words: Gotham Knights. Remember how bad console gamers bellyached over Gotham Knights? Why? Because there were no 60 frames per second mode. And gamers that bought these new consoles at $500 a pop or whatever, you guys were precarious for the simple fact that you thought that you should be able to get 4K 60 now, right? You thought you should get 4K 60. You're not getting not only are you not getting 4K 60, but now we're starting to get to a point in the life cycle of these consoles this early that you may not even get 60 frames per second.
That's another thing, man. That's another thing about if you want to talk about something that you want to get hype about, bro. I just got this computer. It's a brand new computer, 3060 Ti in it, NVIDIA. Yep. It's amazing, right?
Yep.
Man, it can't touch that 4080 in the cloud.
Man,
that experience is so much better than my local experience. It's insane.
Tell them about it. Yes. I mean, you're seeing it right now on the screen. GeForce Now, Reflex 240. You can now get 4K ultimate settings, 120 hertz on the cloud. So lo-fi, if me and you went and did an overnight thing where we waited in line, you got your Xbox, I got my PlayStation, I go home, I go to play a game like Gotham Knights, and I can only get 30 frames per second on the console, I could get 60 frames per second on GeForce Now. You know what I'm saying?
And maybe more with the,
Exactly. So it's not a bust. It's not, my next gen experience is not a bust, because now I got GeForce Now that can supplement my next gen experience. So that's where I'm saying, if you're a dedicated device gamer, this is where you don't get beaten in the head with a cash register. Oh, maybe you got to buy another video card, shell out $1,500, wink, wink. Or maybe you got to wait for a mid-gen refresh, shell out another $500, wink, wink. Now you ain't got to do that.
Yeah.
Like Lo-Fi said, just go get on that super pod, the thing that's going to put you in contact with the aliens in the wormhole. No, but all jokes aside, get that. I'm telling you, I am testing out the new ultimate tier. I never seen gaming as a gamer who's gamed on PCs, who has a 3070 in my PC right now, 9th generation i7. I mean, that's not the best, but that's nothing to sneeze at. I've never seen games look this good over the cloud. Keep your console.
They don't even look this good on my computer, bro.
Tell me about it.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
There's games that it ain't even worth trying to install it. Just play it on the 4080 because it's gonna be better.
Exactly.
It's gonna feel better. Those games with reflex.
Oh my God. It's sickening.
Bro, so much better than playing local.
Yes.
I'm just saying.
So they've solved the problem, Lo-Fi, of, oh man, I only have a 1070 and I can't play Gotham Knights. You know
who that is?
Who's that?
You know who does that?
Who does that?
N7.
Oh, N7.
N7 Spectres. That dude, that's why he's GFN, man. He's on a 1070,
okay.
Yeah, man. He's burning it down with GFN. So,
but Lo-Fi, N7 isn't just being able to play Gotham Knights. He's able to play Gotham Knights damn well the best way you can play it. There's only 1%. There's only 1% of the gaming population out there that will have a better looking experience than he does over the cloud.
Yeah, and I mean, even aside from GFN, just on the cloud topic, a lot of us do RecFest in the community. We do community streams. There's Jeff's, SPG does them, Ray does them. There's other people. that do Wreckfest events for the community. But without Stadia, we had to find it, and we're like, okay, we'll play on Xbox.
Yep.
Well, some of us are on PC, some of us actually have the console. We all install Wreckfest, can't play it together. There's no crossplay. So what we end up doing is playing on xCloud, and it works out great.
Yep.
Like xCloud is not the best experience, but I mean, it's just the way we solved that problem.
It's a stopgap. It's a way to ensure that where your hardware might fall short, because hardware isn't perfect, but where your hardware might fall short, you can you can be able to play via the cloud. So even if you are a dedicated device cloud gamer, your best bet is it's like a coffee, I don't want to say coffee mug, a coffee mat to support your cloud gaming. I mean, to support your gaming experience. Your best bet is to have a cloud gaming backup. I would beckon GFN. A lot of people would say, you know what, like you said, xCloud. Like, for instance, when Starfield comes out, hopefully Starfield will run well on xCloud. And if you have a PC where you can't play it at all, because trust me, if you're someone like N7 and natively you have a 1080, you're not playing Starfield. I want to let you know that right now. You're not playing it. I don't think you're booting it up. You might get 15 frames per second, right? But now you can play it via xCloud. And if you don't have a console, so it's good to supplement your gaming experience with something in the cloud, right?
Well, what's really great is if you're a streamer and you're using OBS, because we don't have direct stream with Stadia anymore. This takes the stress off of your computer, so it's only doing OBS or whatever you're using.
Yeah. I want to show you guys something real quick. I'm looking at this, and this is just amazing. All right. So this is the Steam database chart. And hold on, let me maybe move our let me get our speaker section out of the way for a second so you guys can see this. Okay. So this is the Steam database chart, and it tells you the percentages of the average Steam user having a specific component, right? And this was a survey that was taken, here, let me show you guys. This survey was taken December 2022. So this is before, I guess, the 4000 series were even released, right? I think, or the 4090s were even released, because I don't even see a 4090 on here or any 4000 series card in here. So the highest card that you could pretty much get on here, I would say, is the 3090. Only 0.49% of gamers have had the 3090 by the end of December. So someone like Rudig's, Lo-Fi, myself, N7, we are testing out access on the SuperPod, the 4080 SuperPod for GFN, and we are getting better output than those that are on the NVIDIA GeForce RTX. So we're like in the 0.001 percentile of gamers right now. We're experiencing it's crazy.
Yeah, and I would say that here's the thing: like, if you're on X or your Xbox, but Game Pass, it's just like with Stadia. Like, you got discounts. You get discounts for buying games and stuff. Yep. It's pretty cool, pretty good little discounts. But when you're using like GFN, you get like the PC game prices, and they are way lower. Like, even if you look on Steam, you find a game at $60. I promise you. Oh yeah. Somewhere else on the internet, you can find it for like 10.
You can, Or at worst, you're gonna get like at least $10 off. Like, anything that's normally $60 on the console, you're gonna get it for $50 on the PC.
Bro, I've only had this PC a little over a month, And my game, just from claiming free games from Epic and all these other little places, I've already got a library of over 100 games, and it's still expanding. And that's without spending money.
That's sick, bro. That's sick.
Yeah, so, I mean, like, what's that? The Death Stranding is one of the games I got. Like, it's insane, bro. And if you really want to try out that 4080, that's the game.
Yeah. Oh my God. I mean, like, you know me, I'm always playing Division 2. So I'm playing Division 2. And I just didn't think it could look any better. I'm gonna be honest with you. I was like, this is all I need.
Right.
This is all I need.
I need to get Division 2 on there.
Bruh.
I was so sad I did not get into that game before Stadia shut down, because I like I said, I bought it twice by mistake. And watching y'all play it, I was like, dude, this looks so good.
Well, at least now, I mean, you don't have Ubisoft Plus, so even if you go to Ubisoft Plus on the PC through Ubisoft Connect, them purchases that you did on Stadia will translate over there. So at least it won't go to waste.
Well, you know, have you talked about this? Here's something. So when you got Game Pass, you also have EA Play.
Yep.
It's a part of Game Pass now, right?
Yep.
You can actually, if you're a PC gamer, you'll have to sign in using the EA app, playing these games, and you'll know what I'm talking about. You can actually play these games on GFN.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, because you had to sign in through the EA app, and you're a part of Play, so it's if you got an EA game that's on GFN, you can play.
Oh, so the EA Play, when you sign up, that's dope. So EA Play is
like if you go on Xbox to play a game that's EA on PC, it'll automatically load up the EA launcher, game launcher, and you have to sign in through that.
Okay.
It does a handoff. So after a while, you've got all these games in your EA library from Play or whatever. You just go on to GFN and click that you're doing it through EA, and they sign you in.
Okay. That's dope.
Yeah.
So here's one more thing to take into consideration is we talked about why hardcore gamers daddy device gamers should use cloud gaming as a supplement. You know what I'm saying? It's like the hybrid approach that we're talking about. Now let's talk about why cloud gamers need to understand that having a full cloud focus is just going to leave you in a certain spot right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, even me, I 95% of my play is on the cloud, but I think that cloud gaming is a great way to play. It's a fantastic way to play. But I think trying to do it void of the importance of dedicated device gaming doesn't grow our cause. Let me explain. When we talk about groundbreaking games like God of War, or so I don't seem biased, like how Halo 1, 2, and 3 were, and all other stuff, those are console games. And those console games were created and so much money was put into them because console makers have to sell you a box. And they're seriously trying to compel you to buy that box.
Right. So they don't want you to do anything else but buy that box. So, so some way everything they're doing is directed towards getting you to buy that box.
Exactly. You have to buy that box. Yep. So when you have games that are coming out on each box that are pretty much the same, like a Call of Duty or a Madden or whatever, I got to now create a God of War or whatever that's going to say, okay, I can get this anywhere, but I can't get this on that box, right?
Exactly, yeah.
And the money that goes into those exclusives, lo-fi, like for instance, Yoshida, that used to be head of the PlayStation, said that out of every 10 exclusives, only 3 makes money and only 1 makes enough money to justify the other 9. So that tells you that a lot of money, a lot of waste revenue wise,
a lot of wagers
exactly go into these exclusives because they got to sell you that box at a loss, but so you can go buy software. So when you have that dynamic that is so intertwined and is so dependent upon each other, that's why you get, again, the Halos 1, 2, and 3s, the God of Wars. You don't really get those big banger AAA experiences from PC only titles. So every now and again, you'll get like an indie game from a PC that's a big banger. But I'm talking about AAA experiences that cost a lot of money because there is no dynamic of, in order to get you to buy the NVIDIA card, NVIDIA invested $300 million. PC don't do that. It's an open source type of gaming. So what you guys got to understand is that these games that we're playing on GFN or xCloud or whatever, the great games are being like games like Starfield. Like Starfield is being pushed back and polished because they want that to be a system seller. You don't get that type of investment in games like Starfield or God of War without the console component, without the hardware component. So that's key. So that's why we need, because cloud gaming right now, after Stadia died off, is more of a let's bridge the gap to those who can't normally buy the hardware type thing. And we're relying upon games that are elsewhere to be put on the cloud. Well, if we want the good games on the cloud, guess who's making them? Because nobody from the cloud is investing $300 million to make a AAA game. Think about this. When Microsoft bought Bethesda for $7 billion, Microsoft told you they were doing it for exclusive content, right? What did Google do in response? They closed down their studios. Cloud platforms are not ready to make that type of investment that is needed to push gaming forward. Not just yet. We still got a few years. At some point they will be with the cloud native games, but we're not there yet. So until we get there,
it takes too much focus and too much money to put, like when you got to fight you got to put other fires out. You know what I mean?
Exactly. You got to get people to even want to play on your platform. You got to get through that psychological hurdle. So why would you invest $300 million on a game where only 1% of the market is going to come to your platform? You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, man. You know what? All this money talk, it just made me realize something, bro. I just got 6 months free at GFN.
Yeah, baby. Through AT&T?
Yeah.
I still got to cash
it's
mine
just as easy as putting your phone number in, man. I sent you a link. I don't know if you want to pass out, but man, it took 2 seconds. I got 6 months free of GFN from AT&T.
Yeah, I gotta put my code in.
And it's the ultimate tier.
It's the ultimate tier. This isn't the free tier. This is the ultimate.
No, it's the 4080. And so yeah, if you're an AT&T customer, hop on it. Like even if you're on somebody's family, like just go put your phone number in there, give them your email address, and they text you. They know you're an AT&T user. Yep. Text you the code.
Oh yeah,
put it in, and it's simple.
Yep. And can I say this too? I want to say, GFN has not said this to me, or no, this is something that I'm deriving from this. But I think it's important that people think about this and are aware that this possibly could be a possibility. When GFN advertised the 4080 tier, they said for now, I can't remember the exact wording, but it sounded like to me that you're going to get it right now at like this introductory price of $19.99. But it may not stay that way, meaning they could go up to $24.90. I don't know. They haven't said anything like that. They haven't confirmed, but this is just me thinking. Here's my thoughts. Get in on that deal now. If I'm you, I'm going to AT&T or doing what Lo-Fi said, finding someone, getting that code so you can experience how great this platform is. Because trust me, you won't be upset when you sign up. And then you can get yourself grandfathered into that possibly if they do say, okay, well, now the 4080 tier is going to be $24.99 for anybody that signs up from here on out. You know what I'm saying?
And if you hear us talking about these settings, don't be intimidated by that. They got there's one little switch in the settings. You can let them pick the graphic settings for you, and it makes it super easy.
Now we got a question in here from our good friend Dusty Iran. Shout out to Dusty. He says, when you cancel it, can founders go back to that price? I don't. If you cancel it, no, I don't think so. I don't know. I mean, like right now, the price is only $19.99. What I can tell you from previous experience is, like when I first got the, I'm grandfathered into priority being only $4.99 for me. So as long as I don't cancel my GFN subscription totally, I will pay $4.99 for the grandfather for the priority tier, because I was a founder. If you cancel your subscription and then the ultimate tier goes up in price, will it still be $19.99? I don't know, because we don't even know if it's going to go up in price. I'm just surmising. I'm just looking at how things are worded, and I'm just giving some people some jewels to think about. But I don't know. That's a good question. I'm gonna see if I can find out for you, Dusty. But yeah, man. I mean, again, Lo-Fi, I'll let you close it out. I don't know how you feel, but I just feel like cloud gaming and Daddy Device Gaming, they need each other. I think Daddy Device Gaming needs cloud gaming to supplement the times where they're going to fall short.
This is what I see happening, man. Mm-hmm. And I'm not saying this is the right thing to happen, but this is what I see happening. Over time, that you're not going to see the cloud just take over
to just knock it out. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You're going to see the console slowly convert into a cloud machine.
Okay.
They're still going to keep selling you that box.
Yeah. Okay. I got you. And then we're there's AI and
they're not going to quit selling the box.
There's going to be more cloud. What I would see as a conversion is the box using more cloud computing. You know what I'm saying?
And these big games that are like a terabyte in size or whatever, they're going to be like, well, you download this part and the rest is online.
Yeah, exactly. I see a conversion. You know what I mean? To where, exactly. Okay. No, that makes sense. I just think, we need both. I think that's where we're settled at, to where we need both. And as cloud gamers, we got to realize that the best thing is to not just be completely void and rejecting of Daddy Device Gaming. Just say no. Acknowledge the importance of Daddy Device Gaming. It's that gaming, the way that's set up, that creates the AAA bangers that we want on these platforms. You don't get those AAA bangers without that dynamic that we talked about earlier. And for Daddy Device Gamers, look, man, they're trying to, again, beat you guys in the head with a cash register. Mid-gen refresh, this, that, and the, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on now. You can't get 4K 60?
They sell you a full price game. You buy the game. You still got to pay for the services inside the game. You got to buy stuff inside. They're not going to let you just get by. Plus, you have to pay a subscription to even play the game.
So you need to you need a reliable, strong cloud service to back you up to where your hardware isn't enough. I couldn't imagine seeing a game that I want to play and it be capable of 4K 60, and then y'all tell me, oh no, maybe you'll get 720 60. No, the hell out of here. Pull it up on Geforce now. You know what I'm saying? No. I am not going to hamper my gaming experience because somebody wants to put restraints on me. You know what I mean?
You know what I think's beautiful about GFN?
What's that?
Is that we still have that one thing about the cloud that we loved. And you look at xCloud and you hear rumors that, they're just running off of Xbox server blades. Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm. You hear rumors they're running off of this, that, wherever they are, what other cloud service you want to think of. But GFN is really living up to that. I just have to pay my money. They'll keep upgrading. they'll keep me at the top.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Top of the line gaming.
Yep. I got every iteration of GFN at my hands. You know what I mean? At my fingertips. Yeah. No, you ain't lying. Dusty also asks, he says, that's what I mean. I'm grandfathered into the $5 price too. He says, EA actually filed a patent a couple of years ago. I think the future is hybrid hardware and cloud. Yeah. EA, I know some, I didn't get a chance to test it either. If I did, I wouldn't be talking about it because I know there was extensive, NDAs on that. But, yeah, they were going to do their own cloud service and it fell through. So.
Yeah.
All right. Well, interesting conversation, man. I really think that that's some food for thought for both cloud gamers and Daddy device gamers, but definitely cloud gamers. Like, we're not at a point now, like Stadia was the one that was trying to create a scenario to where you could be void of devices. Not that they wanted everybody to be void, but if you didn't want to do it, you could be. You know, and they were going to try to create the bangers and do the development. But once they saw everything that was involved, they kind of scaled down.
They were ready. I don't think gamers were ready.
Yeah. It's too soon. Yeah. It's a psychological hurdle. There's so many questionnaires and surveys and studies out there on why, you know, cloud gaming.
But like I said, for me, just as a cloud gamer before Stadia even was a thing, it's like that's still like, it's sad that it's gone, but it's still a win.
Yeah.
It was still a win.
Yep. So it died down. One last point that, and I'll let you elaborate on this, Lo-Fi. So to answer Ryzak's question, did it die? It didn't die. I just think it's going through like it's going through a mutation. And that mutation is, people are asking that because there's not that camaraderie of the, community anymore, but that's okay because we have a remedy for it.
Still here. Yeah, we're still here.
And what is that remedy, Lo-Fi? Would you like to explain to people what that remedy is?
Let me tell you guys, a lot of us creators, and we're still trying to get more. We've created this thing called CGTV. And we have a Discord, we have a YouTube channel. We're going to be doing a lot of collaborations. You'll be seeing original content coming from here. But the main thing is a lot of your favorite streamers are members already and already starting to work together. And we got guys like Primo Yannick, Ninja Guy X, Forest Scars Gaming's a member of the Discord. We got MM2K, myself, Ray, SPG, Jeff Janek, Squids. I could keep going, but coming up in the next month, we're going to be doing an event with Dad Plays Games. He's doing a charity event called Gaming for Mental Health 2023, and we're going to be promoting it and sponsoring it and helping raise some money for charity. So you guys are more than welcome to jump in if you're a streamer and you're interested in being a part of that. Join the Discord, and you can find out how to be in on that. We'll also be doing some scheduled streams from the CGTV members and things like that. There'll be game giveaways. Dad Plays Games is going to be taking shots of hot sauce from the show Hot Ones or donations. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
Awesome. So the thing that was magical about the Stadia community is the way that we got together despite what was being said in the media, the lies that were being told. Like there was nobody that really cared about showing this platform in a positive light or trying to understand why there was a community that enjoyed playing it. They would just say that we were stupid and dumb and we deserved to be.
It's like we were abducted by a UFO and everybody was like, that didn't happen. And we're like, no, it's awesome. It's real. You should try to get
you should try to get beamed up. Yeah. Nah, it's not there. No. That dynamic of the community, even though it was supported by Google didn't create that. We created that. We created that in response to the things that I said. So Stadia died.
Right.
We get
Stadia didn't have events. The community had
exactly.
Events, you know?
Yeah. I mean, say after the fact, the community managers did some things, but that was just the tip of the iceberg in comparison to the things that we did. Stadia Super Saturday, SBC, Stadia Community Day, and then the Jack Deslip
Mortal Kombat Championships.
Yeah, Mortal Kombat Championships, the Jack Deslip giveaways, Stadia 100. So many things that we were sponsoring and doing as a community that we are willing to. There's many of us that are still willing to do, and there's many more. I would argue there are a lot more people involved this time around in the planning, not just the participating, but the planning. And that's all happening through CGTV. I think with you guys.
I'm glad you brought that up, because this really is, it's not like one, I mean, it's not like any one person is behind this. This really is a group effort. Everything about it has been gone over as a group, and this really is the community's grassroots effort of staying together and doing things together in the future.
Yep, absolutely. So again, we're going in the Discord. There's going to, not in the Discord, in the description, there's going to be a link to the Discord. And can you explain to them what they got to do in order to sign up in the Discord, Lo-Fi, again?
Okay, so just to keep things nice and cool in there, there's a rules section, and at the bottom of the rules section, there's a little green check mark you can click on, and it'll let us know that you've read the rules and you accept them. And once you do that, the rest of the Discord opens up and you'll see everything.
Exactly. You're gonna want to join, because there are giveaways that are involved. Ooh, this community loves giveaways. There's giveaways that are involved.
Giveaways,
yeah. There's going to be events.
We'll be having community game nights.
Exactly.
Watch parties. We'll be watching movies together in there and stuff. There's lots of things.
Exactly. There's going to be a lot of community-oriented stuff in there. And if you have an idea about something and you want to tap some of your fellow gamers, that's a great place to do it. So
and you don't even have to wait for an event. We hang out in there on a daily, just sitting in there, hanging out, gaming, and having a blast. So feel free to join us.
So come in and join. You're not going to want to miss out on this. One thing that I can say, I'm not going to say too much right now. I will say this, that PNTS Network and CloudDosage, we're heavily, what's the word I'm looking for? We heavily believe in CGTV. So as you can see, we even got some of our content up there already, like Cloud, the Chill Times with Squids is part of the lineup. I'm one of the featured channels, MM2K Gaming. I got to get access to the playlist. That's my fault. So I can start getting my content up here. So we heavily believe in what's going on with CGTV, and there's going to be more to come. So you definitely want to check out this platform.
Yeah, I mean, there's a wide variety of content. I mean, you got Chill Times with Squid, the morning show, which is really laid back. Cloud and Console, they do this thing, the TWAB for Tuesdays for Destiny. They have a show on there. Me and SPG do a conspiracy UFO show on there. Yeah, it's in the mix. What else is it? There's developer interviews. There's all kinds of things going on special just to this, this community. So go check it out.
Definitely. You're not going to want to miss this. So just a way to get an excellent pipeline to more content and to a great community as part of the Discord. You're going to want to join the Discord. All right. So that's that. And I think that's, excuse me. I think that's a great segue.
I'm in there. Did I forget to mention that? Come hang out with me.
Yeah, come and hang out with Lo-Fi, man.
Yeah.
He's in that damn Discord all the time. So come hang out with him, play some games. And we haven't decided when the giveaways are going to start. I was just talking to Lo-Fi before we went live on air. So maybe we can do something sooner rather than later. So we could just suddenly come in there and say, we got $90 we're giving away. You don't know. You're going to want to be part of that.
Oh yeah. Yeah. There's going to be some giveaways.
Exactly. That said, I think that answers the question. They need both. I mean, Stadia did present an opportunity for cloud to kind of operate off of its own aisle, but that,
I know there was other services, but they just seemed real low key. And when Stadia got in the mix, it was like, dude, now everybody's talking about it.
Exactly. Yeah. And a lot of those services are conduit services. Like if you ask SPG will tell you in a heartbeat, GFN's not a platform. He'll tell you in a heartbeat that that's not a platform. Yeah. But and for all intents and purposes, I mean, it's not like he's lying. It's a conduit service, but it's doing so much in the realm of cloud gaming as far as showing you that you don't need that box in front of you to get great fidelity. Like I showed you the chart. We are in the lower 0.1 percentile and less as far as the type of fidelity that you're getting out of there, meaning that more than 99% of the gaming population ain't seeing the fidelity that GFN can provide. So you better get up on it.
SPG's on a 4090 and he's blown away by the GFN experience. So
he just bought that 4090. Yeah,
man. I mean, but for me, honestly, as far as cloud gaming goes, it and I know Stadia wasn't the bringer of it. Like it was already there, but they really did put it on the table, like to where it's Pandora's box and it's been opened. And there's all these possibilities inside there, and we don't know what these companies are going to do with their new toy.
Yep.
It's up to them how they're going to implement it. But we all know it's the future, and over time, it's just going to slowly integrate.
Totally agree. All right. With that said, I think it's time to move on to our next topic, which is the Xbox Developer Direct. Let me show you something.
And I'm just want to say I'm having a good time, man. This is a good conversation, bro.
Well,
I am missing Cottontail though, man. Shout out to Cottontail,
Peter Cottontail. Yeah, what's Pete? We'll get together with Pete. Pete's in the Discord sometimes, and we can do some streams together. You know what I mean?
Ninja guy, we need to get some Suna up in here.
Yeah.
I'd like to hear his thoughts.
Yeah,
bro.
Well, you know what I would like to do?
Shout out to CGTV. Suna's on CGTV too. I forgot to mention him.
Oh, good. You know what I would like to do though, Lo-Fi, and this is how dope that this whole movement is with CGTV. We need all of us that have access to Warhammer Darktide. Why don't we all just get together and just kick some ass in some Warhammer Darktide? And if you don't have
Warhammer an EA game,
we'll say that again.
Is Warhammer an EA game?
No, Warhammer is Warhammer Darktide. That's the 40,000. It's the Warhammer 40,000 series. But if you need a code, I think I can get you one.
It was supposed to come with my PC, but it didn't.
Oh, it didn't. Oh, that sucks. Oh yeah. Well, yeah, I'll try to get you one. I think I can get you one. Yeah, the Darktide. That is.
Talking about Darktide.
Yeah. The latest one that came out. Like we all need to get together on GFN and just stomp some horde ass on there.
I spent some time watching N7 play it. It's a really graphically amazing game.
That's why. Because I played it before the 4,000 series Super Pods, and I was like, "Whoa, this looks good." Now, my God, like,
that's what I'm saying. The last time I watched it, it wasn't even the 4090 yet.
Yes,
4080.
That's what, dude. This is like
Super Pods are legit though.
This is sick. The and I'm so glad. And again, I get where cloud. Go ahead.
To explain it to Stadia users, like, have you ever played like the top of the, like, you're playing Cyberpunk and it's running smooth and it's perfect.
Yeah.
And you have that one perfect, sometimes it's not always like that, but then you got a good gaming session and it was just perfect the whole way through. That's what the 4080 is.
Exactly. Always
at top performance.
Glistening and shining,
Yes.
And look, I know a lot of people, like I was having a great conversation yesterday with some of the CloudDosage people. And the conversation went as, look, man, GFN, the priority tier doesn't really work with me, or the free tier. And I'm like, I get it, dude. I said, but they put some extra love juice in that ultimate tier. Like, if you got AT&T, bro, like, I'm not telling you to spend any change on this. This is not me showing you a backdoor channel on how to do this. They're doing this promotion themselves. If you have AT&T 5G, go get those 6 months free of GFN Ultimate and you'll see what I'm saying. Like a lot of those problems as far as the screen loading and
I mean, dude, the fact that AT&T is getting behind it with their 5G tells you that it's good. Like even with just on your phone with 5G, you're getting great service. You know,
everywhere it's being rated. Everywhere it's being rated, it's like people are just blown away. Like they can't, you can't dog this. The worst you can say is it doesn't have all the games.
Oh, but that's NVIDIA's taking over gaming. Period.
Yeah,
man. They're amazing.
Yeah, they are definitely. So I would just say, if you got AT&T, get it. Whatever you and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with the other tiers of GFN. I'm just telling you. Whatever predisposed notions that you have because of the other tiers, do not come in here with those. This is completely different. So much different. You get AT&T.
There's really nothing else like it.
Nothing. Now, I'm telling you, this is no cap. When you play this is not just the fidelity. It's the latency. You are playing
better than local.
Local. It's better than local. You are playing with latency and performance that over 99% of other PC gamers cannot touch. I just showed you the chart.
Dude, I remember getting into Apex and just shaking looking back and forth really fast and just being amazing. Like, what the hell? Yeah, no lag.
Well, it sounds like Lo-Fi that you might be our fourth member of our GFN show. I didn't realize that you
Man, I'm getting in there, bro. Now that 4080's out and I started figuring out, I was like, man, why do I only have like 2 games in my library? And then I realized some of the games don't sync. You have to actually go sync them, add them to your library.
Yeah.
Which is like, oh, okay. Well, now that I know that, I got some games. So
yeah, we might. I'll let our ambassadors know. Like ambassadors, I'm the one that introduced you to them. I'll let our ambassadors know and see if we'll let you into our clubhouse, Lo-Fi. See if you can join our Geforce now.
Get me in the He-Man Woman Haters Club.
yeah. Lo-Fi's like, you're not getting. Stop, MM2K trying to get me into every single damn podcast that you do. I'm in too many. And hold on to that thought because we actually got to talk about that at the end of the show. But yeah, man, GFN. I applaud GFN for what they're doing. Are they coming up with cloud native games at this point? No, but they did not deny that they didn't deny the possibility of it when I talked to them. And they've carved out their own lane to show you the value of cloud gaming in comparison or next to Daddy device gaming. You're not getting 60 frames per second 4K on your box. Don't sweat it. If the game is here, get it here. No doubt. No doubt.
Yeah, and the other thing that trips me out about this, the SuperPods is like previously, we would investigate how many instances of Geforce they have on one blade, and they were talking like one instance. I was like, ugh.
Yeah.
But now they got 2 instances, and it's like it makes sense because you're getting full power. You're not having to. You are sharing, but there's so much room there. Like
exactly. It's sick.
Yeah, they've done a great
job. They've outdone themselves. Kudos to, I gotta give a round of kudos to GFN. They've outdone themselves. All right, okay. So enough with GFN brown nosing. I mean, I know it's hard it's hard
Let's get on to your favorite topic. Let's get on to your favorite.
Let's go to my favorite group, which is Xbox. Everything announced during the Xbox Developer Direct. And Dusty, I see your question. It's a great question. I'm gonna get to it because it's a perfect one for this particular segment. Everything announced at the Xbox Developer Direct. New gameplay, deep dives, release dates, and one surprise game. So the games were Minecraft Legends, and that's gonna arrive in April. Forza Motorsport 2023. Redfall launches in May. Hi-Fi Rush, the surprise stealth launch. Elder Scrolls Online. And those were the announcements. So I'm going to go to you, Lo-Fi, first. What were your thoughts on the show?
I was not. I'm not trying to be mean. I know people don't like those games, but I wasn't excited. The only thing I saw that was like, oh, this is different was the Hi-Fi Rush game.
Yeah.
And you see everybody's playing it. That snuck in and took everybody by surprise. So hats off for that one. But I'm not an ESO player. I don't do none of that. And I don't know. I like it really, it didn't catch my attention the way I thought it was. But you know, they did say you got to look forward to the Starfield's going to have its own event. There's another one that's going to have its own event. So like that's not all they got, but I wasn't that impressed. I'm not looking forward to what is that? The
Redfall? Oh my gosh.
So like some people are they're into it. We were all in Discord watching it together, and I know a lot of people got excited about it, but I'm just
okay.
We'll see as it gets closer. I'm really finicky, and then the game comes out and I'm like, okay, I'm glad I tried it because this is good.
I'll say this. Your synopsis, I'm pretty much there. The only thing with Hi-Fi Rush is, don't get me wrong, it looks great. It has
that tune shading. It has animation.
Like the physics and everything looks great in this game. And when I first saw it, I was like, holy crap! I'm like, this like, it ain't a AAA game, and it ain't the one that's going to turn the tide for Xbox.
You know, I'm not even normally into those games, but Geek here recently hit me up with a game called Neon White. And if it wasn't for him giving me that game, I would have never tried it.
Yeah. I heard about it.
And it's a similar vein of that Hi-Fi Rush. So I think that got me in the mood to be like, you know what? This might be pretty cool.
I will say this, though. When I heard that it was a rhythm game, I'm not a big fan of rhythm games. I was automatically turned off for it to be a rhythm game.
Yeah, that's strange.
Yeah. But you know, if people like it, they like it. I'm not going to say anything about that. I think I'm not going to get into the whole console side of it because that's a whole different argument. There's a whole different set of litmuses and expectations that I don't think apply to us as cloud gamers. I think as cloud gamers, these are cool additions. Me personally, you know, like Forza, it's niche, but again, because it's being added to cloud access, that's cool. ESO being upgraded again. ESO hasn't grabbed me that much, even though a lot of people have fun with that. That's cool. It's being upgraded. Cool. With more content. What up, Minecraft Legends? You know what I'm saying? It's cool. Again, to add to the catalog for cloud gamers.
That's one of those I can't judge till I see it.
Yeah.
It might be a flop. It might be awesome.
Yeah. You know, and exactly. And again, for the cloud gaming catalog, that we have is limited, like this stuff could be, you know, or cool additions. Redfall, I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, again, a cool addition for a cloud gamer that's dealing with the limited catalogs that we often have to deal with. But I'm gonna be honest with you. Redfall doesn't appeal to me at all. I don't like
worry because, you know, we see all these budget cuts everywhere, and how's that gonna affect games in the end? Like, are they just gonna start giving us these you know, lesser games?
Yeah, there's a room. So supposedly there was somebody out on Reset Era, which is a lot of you cloud gamers may not be aware of this, but this is some Daddy device gaming stuff, the 99% stuff. There's a place called Reset Era where there's a lot of gaming talk and secrets and stuff shared. Some of it is bogus, but a lot of it isn't. So supposedly there's this guy out there that predicted that Hi-Fi Rush was going to be released. He leaked it. And he was like, I'm not 100% sure about this, but something came across my airwaves, so I want to let y'all know. And he talked about, I think he even named the name of the game. And he got it right. So then he's like, oh, okay, I got that right. Here goes some more stuff that came to me from the same source about other development at Xbox. A, Redfall and Starfield are in trouble. You know, like they're in development hell. B, they're trying to push up Starfield, and Starfield really isn't ready, but they really want it to come out for fiscal reasons in the first half of 2023. So that don't make me like, I'm looking at Redfall, I'm not impressed. That's just me. You know what I mean? And just as someone that I'm normally not a fan of arcane games, but I did love Deathloop. I think Deathloop was the best arcane game that they've ever done. And then I look at Deathloop, just looking at it visually. I look at Deathloop and then I look at Redfall, and once Redfall seemed like it would have came out before Deathloop. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. It's just me, Lo-Fi. I'm just not impressed. I'm Arcane just doesn't impress me. You know what I mean? But that's me. So. So those are my thoughts. Now, Dusty asks, he says, have you tried GoldenEye or Hi-Fi Rush? I haven't. Have you? I know you usually use your Game Pass access more than me. Lo-Fi, have you tried any of those games?
I have not had the opportunity to yet. I really wanted to get into them, especially before we came on the show, but my work day did not allow it. So, yeah,
I can dig it. Yeah, I'm like, I told you guys my story. Shout out to Perp when I did the interview with Perp. I kind of have like an unorthodox. Like she really made me think about this. Like my gaming background is kind of unorthodox. Well, it's unorthodox to the gamers that are well recognized now, but back when I was growing, the gamers of today, like it's really unorthodox to them. But when I was growing up, this is the stuff we were doing, man. These were the games that we were into. You know what I mean? So, I wasn't into, but one thing that was oddballish, and I will admit, but it was because of work. I didn't get into the N64 stage. I wasn't playing games then. So GoldenEye I have no attachment to GoldenEye whatsoever. So I'm not jumping to play that. And Hi-Fi Rush again. It's a rhythm game. You know.
GoldenEye was awesome, but it was because it was awesome because you could sit with your friends and play multiplayer.
Yeah. Yep.
They released it without multiplayer.
Yeah.
I don't have high hopes for it being something that people are going to talk about. As cool as it is, they remade GoldenEye. I mean, if you really enjoyed playing the campaign part of it, but honestly, me and my friends just like running around shooting each other.
Exactly. Yeah.
If you can't do that.
I mean, I know GoldenEye was big, man. And I remember going over to people's houses and, thinking we're going to play cards or something. And they're like, no, we're playing
the sound
GoldenEye.
Of the silencer. Come on.
Oh yeah. They're like, no, we're playing GoldenEye, dude. Like, get the hell out of here. I'm like, Jesus Christ. Okay.
Was that Silent Hill or,
I had a good friend. I got a funny story. I had a good friend that every time he would lose in GoldenEye, he would go crazy, right? He would like trash his joysticks or whatever. Was a good friend of mine, lived with his girlfriend. So one day after work, I'm all dressed up because I had a presentation, something like that. I go visit him. And he's playing GoldenEye and he's going crazy. So the landlord lives behind, under him, and the girlfriend kept warning him, like, stop throwing the damn joysticks. The landlord's gonna come up. Landlord comes up. You keep throwing the joystick. I'm evicting you. Get out of here today. Right? She was just crazy. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, dude, chill out, because he was just live when it came to confrontation. So out of nowhere, I said, ma'am, I'm Mr. So-and-so's paralegal. I was like, you can't throw him out today. I'm going to talk to my client, make sure that he calms down, and you just give him a set of rules, slide him under the door, he'll be all right, right? And she actually went for it.
Yeah, man. But I got a similar story with a friend of mine who it was during the PlayStation days, and they just came out with the DualShock,
Yep.
And I can't remember exactly what game it was he was playing. I know it was around the time we were all into Metal Solid 2, Metal Gear Solid 2, but I don't think it was that game. Anyway, he was one of the few of us that had a PlayStation at the time, so when we were over there, let's play PlayStation. Well, we leave his house. The next day, we're all over there hanging out, and he has this busted PlayStation controller, nailed to the wall like an art piece. And I remember just being like, "What's up with that?" And he's like, "That's to remind me the controllers cost $50."
Yeah, before I toss it. I've never done that before. Like
either.
I've gotten mad where I've hit my desk or something, but I've never broke. No, I couldn't do that, man. No,
I don't get it either. It doesn't help anything.
I ain't got money like. I mean, I ain't got it like that. Be breaking stuff. So, yeah, but yeah, interesting. I mean, I'm not that attached to GoldenEye. Hi-Fi Rush. You like it? I love it. I'm just not playing it. Sorry.
Got you.
So. All right. Well, that's what's going on here.
Xbox.
That's Xbox. Let's move on to GeForce Now. GeForce Ultimate. DLSS 3 delivers ultimate boost in the latest game updates on GeForce Now. They're just adding more features, making games enhanced and even better. My question to you, Lo-Fi, and also they announced that they are working on expanding to London. They said the RTX 4080 SuperPod upgrades are nearly finished in London data center, expanding the number of regions where Ultimate members can experience the most powerful cloud gaming technology on the planet. Jesus, those are some big words, and they can live up to it. Lo-Fi, how is GeForce Now carrying the mantle in a way, or to you, are they carrying the mantle strong enough in a way to show mainstream gamers, those that are on PlayStation and Xbox, that cloud gaming is something that they could enjoy? You think they're doing a good enough job of that? And if not, what more could they do?
I think they're doing a great job of showing how powerful cloud gaming can be.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly. Totally agree. If GFN were to ask me, MM2K, you love the service, you think it's great, but where do you think, not that they would ask me, and I'll get into that in a second. Where do you think we could make more headway with steady device gamers? I would tell them, look, support hardware. Tell them that hardware is important to you, so you understand the importance of hardware to them. But explain to them to where they may not be able to access your hardware at the more expensive levels, or their consoles just may not simply be capable of, because look, you're not throwing any shade at your products because all of these APUs or AMD APUs, you're throwing shade at AMD. So go ahead and throw shade all you want at the consoles. Say where your consoles fall short, or you may not be able to obtain our powerful hardware. Understand that powerful gaming is still at your fingertips through GFN. Don't worry about Gotham Knights not being 60 frames, or certain games not being 60 frames per second here. Every game will be 60 frames per second here at 4K. Period.
I don't think it's smart for I haven't ever seen them do this, but I wouldn't think it's smart for them to throw shade at any of their competition, because at the end of the day, they sell hardware, and you never know what kind of, even though they've got their own cloud gaming and hardware that they sell to the public, they still have these deals that they make with the proprietary parts and things like that. Or like, who knows, maybe the next Xbox has a NVIDIA chip in it.
That is true. But until that happens, I would throw the shade because they're not giving, you ain't getting paid off of them right now. But once they get those, because back in the day, in the PlayStation,
it's good to brag about your strengths for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I wouldn't totally annihilate the hardware. You bring up a good point. I wouldn't totally annihilate it, because even though you have reasons that you could, psychologically that's automatically going to turn people off. When you start, it's like, you're going to pry my console from me out of my cold dead hands. You know what I mean? It brings up that mentality. So yeah, you are right to where you don't simply say consoles are trash, but I would throw a little bit of shade and say, where your console, hey, look,
keep up with this. Yeah.
Hey, look, are you concerned that you're not going to get 4K 60 out of Harry Potter?
Well, let's rewind 6, 7, 8 months when Phil Spencer was talking about how cloud gaming just isn't comparable to console gaming. Well, here we are.
Exactly.
It's past year.
Exactly. Yeah, and I would. Yeah. if you notice, because of what Lo-Fi just mentioned, that's why we talk a lot about GFN as far as ushering cloud gaming into the next. Again, we hope others get up there too and do something, but yeah, comments like that kind of turn, when you follow up the death of Stadia or the announcement of the death of Stadia with comments like that, it doesn't help cloud gaming's cause. So that's why
it's like you full well know it's just a matter of time. Like, why would you say that?
Exactly.
You're putting your foot in your mouth.
Exactly. So, Dusty Aran says, talk to Shadow about throwing shade. Yeah.
Boy, I'm saying.
Yeah. I think he's talking about that tweet. Did you see that tweet where they were like, yeah, another comrade dies? You know what I mean? And Shadow,
yeah.
They've done some
they were
tasteless
so close
things
with themselves.
Yeah.
That's the thing, though. You start doing that, and now you got to stand on that. That's why I don't.
Exactly.
I think it's best to just stay out of that.
Yeah. No, what Shadow's doing is definitely tasteless. Let me ask you, now that you've seen the power of the 4080 super pods, I feel like I gotta say super pods every 5 minutes. 4080 super pods. What game do you really want to see and play on GFN that you hope that they get on the platform?
Oh, I'd like to see God of War come back.
Yeah. I was thinking about that. That.
Any of the PlayStation exclusives to come out. I mean, dude, like I said, Death Stranding, is the one that like really shines for me. It's the PlayStation exclusive games are really nice. But that's because that might be just because I'm drooling, looking from the outside in, coming from Game Pass.
I want to say this though, and I've said this personally to GFN, and they said to me, "Well, no, we don't need you to apologize. You felt the way that you." I said, "No, I'm going to give kudos. I'm going to give you your flowers where they're deserved." I said, "There's a lot of things that I've said in the past, and I want to say that despite what I've said in the past, you guys have elevated yourself and become a lot better than the way I described you before." So I said, now I'm taking that back because of where you're at now. And as long as you guys keep doing this fantastic job, I'm going to give you your flowers. One of the things that fit under that realm of things that we've said in the past that maybe, you know what I'm saying, we need to clarify and say it's like that no mo, is I remember when God of War came, and then it wasn't GeForce Now's fault. It was like the greater cloud community trying to battle Stadia, and they were like, yeah, we got God of War. And then they lost it. Remember, like a week later, like you had to go claim it by a certain date. So we were laughing. I'm like, haha, at least we know our games are going to stay. No, we don't want to do that. We don't want to get into that muck with those that are trying to throw shade at Stadia. I'm going to say this. PlayStation and even Xbox, it behooves your game. It behooves you to allow your game to be available on GeForce Now and take notes and see what they're doing and live up to that standard with your own cloud platforms. Like if you put those games on a powerful cloud platform like GeForce Now with these 4080 super pods, and you watch how people flock to them, that shows you that if you get your cloud platforms up to that level, the sky's the limit. So,
let me ask you this. Off the top of your head, how many exclusives does PS5 have?
Oh,
just a guesstimate.
Oh my God. I'm going to say maybe 9.
Okay.
PS5?
So it's fair to say it's still early for them with these exclusives because they've only got so many.
Yeah.
I can see like towards the middle of the life cycle saying, hey, now we're going to put some of these exclusives available for GFN and PC, because now it's giving you like that. You played that, you enjoy it. Now you look at the rest of the library and now you got some FOMO, the fear of missing out. And I think it, like you were saying, it behooves them to put these games out like that, because the Xbox people are going to see that and be like, well, what? Because they're not going to get that. So, I think it's a good middle. And it's like taking a page out of GFN's own playbook because they're winning, and they have this hybrid situation of, oh, you want to get all those games? Well, you need to go buy a card.
Yeah, exactly. I think that if GFN stays on this course where GFN is up there or above the output of the best cards, then you're going to run into a situation where they're not going to treat GFN as a competitor. They're going to treat them like Steam. They're going to say this is like it ain't necessarily a storefront, but it's a conduit service that brings more people to our games that normally couldn't enjoy them. So why not make it accessible there? You know what I mean?
And I'll always say this: I'm waiting for Steam to put their toe in the cloud gaming.
Yeah. They need to retry because they had it locally, but once they start getting out into the I forgot what they
made a deal with GFN and just like combined forces.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Between Nvidia and Valve, poof, it'd be amazing.
I would, if I'm a developer, if I'm Steam, I am working out a deal with GFN, and I'm in my contract, kind of like how Epic claimed that they were going to do. I don't think they've fully done this. I would say, you know what, opt in to Geforce Now or opt out. And here's the benefits to opting in. You know what I'm saying? And then I would kind of like embed my storefront into Geforce Now, so gamers don't have to go to Steam directly. They ain't gotta boot it up natively in order to play. They can just boot it up through Geforce Now, buy the game, install it virtually in the cloud, and just start rocking and rolling. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Either way, I don't know how they would do it, but that would be a powerhouse, man.
Oh yeah, that definitely would be. Game over. Game over. Yeah. You know what? And really, if you think about it, I don't know. Let's see what their net worth is. Let's see. We're gonna look this up live on air. NVIDIA net worth. 481 billion as of January 26th. That's NVIDIA's net worth. Okay, so let's see.
Jeez.
Let's see Steam net worth. Oh. That Valve. Oh, okay. Well, then that ain't happening. I was going to say that Valve should buy NVIDIA. I don't know what I was thinking that Valve was anywhere close to NVIDIA's net worth.
Oh, no.
If anything, it's the other way around.
Yeah.
So, with that being said, maybe NVIDIA should buy Steam, should buy Valve.
Hey, right?
You know what I mean? And yo, ER, what's going on, good brother? Yeah, maybe they should buy Valve. That would be fantastic. Those would be two powerhouses that would destroy the PC game. I mean, and I don't mean destroy in a bad way. I mean, like, they would take over the PC gaming landscape.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Between that and the Steam Deck, like, come on.
Exactly. All right. Well, we're running close on time, so I just want to do. We're gonna go on to the next one. I'm gonna tell you this: the game that I want to see, which is kind of a controversial game, I do want to touch on this real quick, is that I do want to see The Day After, but then I got pushed back again to November, and that's like the MMO survival horror game that everybody's like jumping out of their shoes and socks over, and it come to find out that they didn't they didn't nail down a trademark. So that supposedly originally was the reason that they had to push the game back from March to November. But in an interview with IGN, I think it was, they said, no, we were going to push the game back anyway. It just so happens that this trademark thing happened. Yeah, that game looks dope. I want to see that on GeForce Now, and I want to see Atomic Hearts. I'm really excited to play Atomic Hearts. I know it's coming to Game Pass day and date, but I really want to see it on GFN, and I'm going to pay the full price for that game, and I'm going to do it gladly. You know what I mean? So yeah. I gotta, I gotta get the bells and whistles. I gotta get the bells and whistles now. And GFN is making that possible. Let's talk about Amazon Luna having a pulse. 2 new games coming to Luna in February. 4 existing games go free in the Prime channel. The 4 games, I guess, is Yakuza, Kiwami, WRC Generation Skate, Bird, and Potion Permit. I've never heard of any of those. And Vengeful Guardian, Moonrider, and Cell Forth are the new games coming. Lo-Fi, we kind of talked about this before. Do you think that Amazon is dying, or they're just scaling back heavily?
My theory is that, they just lost a bunch of games, right?
Yep.
And there's been a lot of cuts going around everywhere in tech and at Amazon. So I can see how people are like, oh, the wheels are falling off. It's on its last legs, this, that, I get that opinion, because that's what you see. But for me, moves I see them making is like I said in the past, I see they were just like kind of laying back, being quiet while the budget cuts were going on.
Mm-hmm.
And then suddenly all these games got lost. But if you think about it, if you know about Luna, everything's kind of changed. Like their subscription service is set up in channels.
Yeah.
So like, you know what I'm talking about? So
exactly.
From what I understand, they're getting rid of that model. And I think why you see all these games, I don't think they're getting rid of it completely, but they're doing something. They're changing something around. They're going to be doing something differently. And I think the reason you saw those games leave is because they're not in that agreement.
Mm-hmm.
They had a certain set of terms that they had with those games, and now that they're not doing this anymore, they'll have to make new agreements for games.
Gotcha. Yeah. Oh, interesting.
That's just a suspicion.
Yes. Yep. Interesting. Well, we'll see how that plays out. With that said, how important is Luna at its current state to the grand scheme of things? I mean, we were getting excited at first because, games like Kingdom of Knights Amalur were coming to the cloud. It was supposed to be all these big games, and then that didn't happen. And then you saw a whole bunch of games like scale back from the platform. So, I mean, what do you think Luna's importance is to the cloud gaming community is right now?
I think it kind of depends on the person you are, because if you're coming from Stadia, you might feel like this is the closest thing to Stadia. It might not have the games, but it's kind of a platform, and it has the direct stream. It has a lot of those things, and it is very good at what it does. But when you look at Game Pass and you look at these other things, Game Pass's value still beats them out. And we'll have to see what they do with their games. But I can understand, I feel like they're still important because they're still kind of a console in the cloud.
Yeah.
And we don't have that it's not the full-fledged console like Stadia was, but it's pretty close in comparison to what's out there now. And it would definitely make me sad to see them go, because that's something I would like, is a console in the cloud. I would like to see that come back one day.
Yeah.
Strong. Like an all-in-one solution would be great, because that's not what we have right now. What we have going on right now is a hybrid situation.
Exactly.
And I've already said I think that's really where the industry's headed.
I mean, what Luna's gonna have to do is find a way to work towards ultimately getting the big games on there I mean, if they're going to use that channel model, I even said, hey, get a channel where, you know, you have maybe only 10 games, but they are the 10 top games that are the 10 top games on Twitch. You know what I'm saying? And then what you do is you allow me for $24.99 to have access to those 10 top games on Twitch. Paid for games, that is.
So I'm saying, if they focus in on their strength, which is the fact that they have Twitch integrated,
exactly. Yep.
Yeah, they really could make some noise.
And if they were to speed up the process on the, you know, I forgot what the feature was called for Stadia, but the feature a crowd play, where I'm like, you know, hey, I'm playing Battlefield 2042. If you have Twitch, if you have Amazon Luna Super Plus.
Twitch does already kind of have those things, right? Like where like people do things in your chat and it integrates into whatever.
Yeah, they have a lot. Yeah. Oh, exactly.
But that takes setup, and you have to have a certain kind of machine. I agree with you. If they had something like that built into Luna, it would help them out.
Oh yeah. I mean, we would eat that up in CGTV. You know what I'm saying? We were like, we're having family game night. Yeah, you know, and come and play so-and-so with us. The first 5 people that join the chat room is going to get, it's going to come into family game night, you know, with us. As long as you got Luna Super Plus, you know, like I think what Luna's going to have to do, like now it's about, I think if cloud gaming isn't going anywhere in totality, there's just too much there. But if you want to be on the inner circle of this, GFN has now raised the stakes. You have to be pushing the envelope somehow. And I think what Luna's going to have to do is, even if they start off with some of these smaller games, they're going to have to figure out a way to get the smaller games working with crowd play more globally in more locations, and then start working out deals or come up with a channel or come up with a way to get these big tier games out there on Luna, 4K, not 1080. I guess 1080p wouldn't be too bad, but at least get the big games out there so people can play them. And so someone like Ninja can say, okay, you want to be down with me and play with me on Battlefield? All right, the first 5 people that have Luna Super Plus, I'm sending out, invites, and you'll be able to come and play with me, Ninja. They gotta push that envelope sooner rather than later. Now is the time for cloud platforms to really show why they can be a suitable supplement in your gaming portfolio. And as great as Luna is, as I'm keeping my grandfather tier intact, they're just not doing that right now. It's a great way to play for a cloud gamer, but they're not pushing the envelope in any way right now. And they got to change.
Right.
So
see, in that, well, I'll wait till you segue into that.
And what we're going to do is we're going to get into Boosteroid. We'll cover Boosteroid real quick. Boosteroid had a very interesting partnership with Chromebook. This is coming to us courtesy of CloudDosage.com, our sister site. Google Chromebooks have a big focus on cloud gaming recently, from dedicated cloud gaming hardware from Asus and Acer to working with cloud gaming services such as Geforce Now and Xbox Game Pass to bring apps to the Play Store. Today, Boosteroid announced on their blog they have worked closely with Google to bring a progressive web app to the Play Store. Chromebook, as Boosteroid were one of the first cloud gaming services to make PC games available in a browser, and Google Chrome was one of the most common ways for players to do this. They say launching on a Chromebook was the next logical step. Let me ask you, Lo-Fi.
So is this a partnership, or is this just they submitted their app to Google Play Store?
That's what I thought originally. I thought they just submitted their app to the Google Play Store. It's being labeled here as a partnership.
Oh, okay.
So we'll have to, we can look more into that and see what's going on there.
That's really good.
But my question is, these continued partnerships and things that they're doing with different companies like Asus or whatever. What is it? I know there was a big legitimacy question from some sectors in the community where they were like, oh my gosh,
yeah,
Boosteroid is getting these games and these publishers and these platform these publishers and developers or whatever, they don't want them having these games out there, but there's a legal loophole.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you think?
You know where I fall on that. It's, to me, for $10 and risking being banned from one game, it's still worth it.
Yeah. I mean,
it's still worth it.
I say it like this,
even if all that's the case.
Yeah, I mean, I say it like this. There's services like Shadow that are like Boosteroid.
And you run the same risk on Shadow that you would. Yeah,
you run the same risk on Shadow, and
it depends for each game's EULA and how far they're willing to pursue what it is. To be honest with you, but here's where my concern about Boosteroid comes in, and all this talk we've been doing about GFN. GFN's innovating, right? And Boosteroid, I'm not so sure about their tech, what it is. My assumption is that they're using a tech stack that's already built somewhere else, or maybe they do have a few little in-house things. But I always wonder, and this is something we'll see as they grow and we get to know more about the company, that are they going to be able to innovate and push forward and be like something that stands out in that way, like GFN is doing right now?
Well, from what I understand, I think there's similarities in GFN's what GFN provides and what they provide, what Boosteroid provides, because I think there's some type of partnership there. So that's why, and I could be wrong about that, but that's why I think that we heard Boosteroid talk about the 240 capabilities that are coming, and then miraculously GFN is now boasting 240 hertz capabilities. So there's like a piggyback off of that. So no, as far as them bringing forth any type of innovation, I would say they're another conduit service.
Right. They're not at that point yet, even if they ever will be.
Yeah, if they ever will be. And I get it. And we had a great conversation. Well, I had a great conversation with Purple Haze when we did the interview, and it was very entertaining. And
I mean, it's a conversation that needs to be had because it is a concern in the audience, in our audiences and in our community as to what's really going on. And without these conversations like that, we won't get to the bottom of them. At least from a viewer standpoint, what I mean?
I'll say this. There's two perspectives. Perspective number one, and is, what is the solvency of this company? Do they register their LLCs on time? And who's auditing them and all that? And that, I think those are for it. I can't tell a consumer what's important to them. If you need to know.
Right. That's what I'm saying. For me as a consumer, they don't hold my library the way Stadia did. So when Stadia shut down, I lost my library. Thankfully, they refunded it. But with any of these services, such as Boosteroid, if something happens or you lose service or they go down, you still keep all of your library. You still own it. It's yours.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I think that's a very important key.
There's not enough risk for me to really worry about, that's their problem. You know what I mean? That's that company's problem.
I'm not worried about them filing trademarks.
As long as there's not children in a little hamster wheel that's what's powering
exactly.
it,
you know what I'm saying? Or baby seals getting clubbed. I'm not, you know what I mean? I as a gamer, I get the importance of, and look, as someone who has been doing Fortune 500 work for 25 plus years, testifying multi-million-dollar lawsuits, working on uniform commercial code to help mend things between certain entities. I get all the bells and whistles and bureaucracy that are in elements of companies. And when you're embedded in those worlds and you don't see it somewhere, it may send off warning flags, and those warning flags are for people where those warning flags are important.
It's no different than watching this thing go down with Activision and Microsoft, where people, depending on what side you were standing on, it's, oh, I can't wait. The other side's like, no, this is going to be bad for gaming. You know what I mean? Like, it's really like, is it like what, like, I don't know.
Yeah, it's like what is your,
do what they do, bro.
What is your perspective? What is your scope? And our perspective is how can gamers get access to games legitimately? When I say legitimately, I don't consider, again, and this is just a wild description, but an LLC filing. Did you pay for your trademark on time? I don't consider that a legit. Are you allowed to do what you're doing? And if you're allowed to do what you're doing legally, you know what I mean? What is the risk to me as a consumer if something goes wrong? Like, how dependable is your service? And I will say that what Boosteroid did is when their service went down with FIFA and everybody went ape nuts, they brought it back up. That shows me a company that's dedicated to making sure that they provide for their consumers. And
from your conversations with them, are they even aware that we're having these conversations?
Oh, they're aware that we're having these conversations. I think in the larger grand scale of things, when they look at the consumer base and the people that are signing up, these conversations over the more high level things like, where is your trademark? And, how did you start up your company and all the other stuff? I don't think that stuff resonates to the people that they're trying to, because when I had a conversation with them, they were like, oh, okay. Like, yeah, like gamers don't.
Oh, we can explain that. Yeah.
Or gamers or the gamers that we're reaching to, they're not looking. They're not looking for that type of stuff. They want to know, can they play games?
Really, y'all worry about that? Y'all care about that?
Yeah, exactly. That's what the thing is. And I will say that most gamers just want to know that they're playing games legitimately, and do they have access, and how dependable is the access to the games?
I think people these days are concerned about how ethical things are.
I mean, and then when you say ethical, okay, like I'll give you a grand example. There's a pancake place that me and my wife used to go to, and there's a place called, and then there's an IHOP, right? And I used to love IHOP, and me and my wife would battle before I even went and ate something at this pancake place. I was like, no, we need to go to IHOP because, IHOP is going to, they're regulated. There's signs on the door and this and that and the other. And my wife was like, but the food tastes better at this mom and pa pancake place. And they get their inspections, but IHOP is a chain and there's more regulatory things that happen. And she's like, I don't care. I've been eating there for 20 years and I've never gotten sick. I can pull up instances to where a whole bunch of people got sick from IHOP. So we're going back and forth. So finally, I just go and I eat at this pancake place. I give in best damn breakfast I've ever had in my life. And I've never been back to IHOP ever since. So what I'm saying is that the bureaucracy that a larger institution has to go through, like a Google or like a Microsoft or whatever, doesn't necessarily translate to a better product for the consumer. Point is an example, Google, which we know because they service so many people at a grand scale, they got a lot of bureaucracy they got to go through, a lot of bells and whistles, a lot of things that they got to check off. Google's cloud service is gone. That's not reliable at all, despite whatever bureaucracy they got. Another thing with Xbox, we just talked about Xbox. Xbox got a lot of bureaucracy and auditors and things like that they got to go through. They are currently, and I hate to say, I said I wasn't going to bash them. They are currently the most unreliable cloud service to a lot of cloud gamers. So all that bureaucracy and stuff that makes a lot of us that are familiar with that world feel comfortable don't translate into something tangible for a gamer always. So,
well, you know, this is something I just thought of too about the last thing with Amazon and their impact on cloud game. Like, I don't know how much of an impact going back to that if they did just close down.
Yeah,
I don't know how much an impact it would have because they're not global.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And again, one of the richest companies in the world. They got a lot of bureaucracy and a lot of checks and balances that they got to, and hoops of fire that they got to go through. They're only in one country, and they're really not moving the needle that much. So, I get where there's some things that may be fishy. And it's depending upon your perspective. It may be fishy.
I know we'll be reporting on this for a while. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know. Something we're all watching.
Yeah, there's people in the community that are
interested.
They're interested in that. But I will say that I think with this though, I think this is showing a level because I think this is showing a level of comfortability with them. As far as them being allowed to do what they're doing and them being a reliable way to game. Now, someone like that, they love Boosteroid. I don't have a problem with Boosteroid. I don't use it because I'm looking for fidelity higher than 1080p. When they get the 4K fidelity, I might try it out. But if you want, like you said, and like ER says in the chat, is it very low risk? You know, it's not like Google, the one with the bureaucracy, where I got to wait for refunds. It's like, if you don't have my games, then I still have access to them through other means. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, just some interesting stuff. But if you want a full microcosm of the conversation from both sides, I highly urge. I had a great time. I was up past my bedtime, but I had a great time.
Oh man, y'all both had me thinking, it was a really good conversation.
Oh yeah, it was a fantastic conversation.
Really good debate back and forth. I enjoyed it. It was very entertaining, and I'd love to see more,
I told Perp, I said, Perp, if you're listening, I told you to come on. She's like, nah, I don't want to come. I'm like, Perp, no, this is great stuff. These are the conversations that I think the community needs to have so they can get talked about and each side deep dive and dig into what is motivating their thoughts. Because
with Perp, sometimes it's like what her thinking goes so deep, it takes her a while to really fully lay all the cards on the table. I'd like to hear more of what she has to say.
Yeah, exactly.
I'd like to really nail down and understand her concerns.
Yeah, and I told her to come on. Let's have the conversation, because what happens is when all sides aren't represented, then people speculate, and that goes from my side too. Like, I said, I mean, if there are titles that via the user license agreement that they're not supposed to be doing that could be a problem. You know what I mean? So let's have the conversation. Let's always have the conversation. But as far as them being a reliable way for gamers to access titles and stuff like that, I think this is cool.
They're not the only outlier. They're an outlier in cloud gaming. You know what I'm saying? And they're not the only ones. There's Blacknut. There's a bunch. There's a bunch. There's a whole bunch of them. So it's like, I'm sure they're all have different things. Like, I don't know. I don't know what it's like to do business in another country, man.
Yeah. I mean, it's I think it's awesome stuff. It's an awesome conversation. But that was a great question that you asked me. Like, what do you like? What is Boosteroid's thoughts on this? And they're like, okay.
Like, didn't know people were thinking about that.
All right, we're gonna go try to get Horizon Forbidden West on here next. You know what I mean? Like, so.
Yeah. And I mean, the more we talk about this, eventually it'll get to a point. If they hear us, they'll address it.
Yeah, they got to address it. Exactly. So it's good all the way around. Yeah, I highly urge you, if you like, well, what are you talking about, MM2K? Why do you keep bringing this up? Go check out the conversation between me and Purple Haze, her interview with MM2K on Stadia's closing. We talk about a whole bunch of stuff. It was a great conversation.
Shades of Purple.
Yeah, Shades of Purple.
Another great member of the CGTV community.
Exactly. Why don't you guys have her? If I'm purple, I'm coming to get one of you. Why don't you have her? I'm trying to look right here. You guys have her up here? Purple, see? Purple, you better come and get them. They don't have you up here. Oh, where's CGTV at? I can't find it. I'm sorry. Yeah, they don't have you. They don't have you on the main page. Come and get Purple. No, I'm just joking. Yeah, Purple Haze is part of that group. So we have a real thought-provoking, entertaining, all that stuff. All those boxes are checked off. Members of CGTV, come and check it out, man. This is the community ongoing and again providing a space for you to.
I wish I could tell everybody the stuff we're talking about doing.
I know.
I wish I could unveil them. Like, bro, the content that we're about to hit you with is like at least for me, I feel like that's the next level. Like, it's different than anything I've done, and I'm very excited about what this community's got coming.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I totally agree. So yeah, check out all of Purple's great content. I think it's fantastic stuff, and check out everybody on CGTV. Great content all across the board. You definitely, and then you want to join the Discord, just become part of that. You definitely don't want to miss out on any of that. All right. There was something lo-fi that you said you wanted to bring up when we got past all the news. So let's get into that before we do the wheel and spin to see who's going to be the winner today.
I'm drawing a blank. What am I doing?
You said it was what were we talking about? I think we were talking about Geforce Now, and you were like that's it has something to do with one of our segments that we're getting into.
I was talking about Boosteroid.
Oh, you talking about Oh, okay, cool. Yeah. So, all right. Let's spin this wheel, man. Let me show you something.
Yeah.
All right, where the hell is this wheel at? There it goes. These are all of our members, the people that have joined CloudDosage, that have signed up for it, be part of the membership to support us. Holla, 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 holla. And someone's gonna earn $50 gift certificate towards their favorite service. And you know, the way it works is if you enter in at the $2 tier, you get 1 ticket. The $5 tier, you get 2 tickets. And the $3, in the $10 tier, you get 3 tickets each month for a raffle. So we're going to spend.
Look at these names on this wheel too, man.
I know. Look at the support. Look at all that. All right, let's do this. You ready? You ready to pick a winner, Lo-Fi? Lo-Fi's on here too. You might win something too. Let's see. All right, on your march, get set, go.
No whammy, no whammy, no whammy.
No whammies.
Boop.
Oh, look at that. Gaming. Look at that. Well, ain't that something, Lo-Fi?
That's awesome, bro. Couldn't have been a better person.
Yeah, it could have been a better person. Oh man, Vet Cloud Gaming, shout out, brother. Yeah, so we'll be reaching out to you, Vet, so you can get your $50 gift certificate. I think I know what it's going to be, Toads, but I don't know. Vet's been digging the Geforce Now. He's been on that ultimate tier, but we'll see. But you know,
you never know with Vet.
Yeah,
he's always got something up his sleeve.
Exactly. But shout out to Vet Cloud Gaming, a big time supporter of this platform. Thank you very much, Vet, for all the support that you give us. And you are a winner, man.
So we'll be writing one. That's so
absolutely
cool, dude.
That is awesome. That is awesome. So with that said, that is it for today's show. Lo-Fi, do you want to let the good people know where they can find you at?
Oh yeah, you can find me on YouTube and Twitter at Lo-Fi Monk, and you can also check me out on Cloudy Thoughts tonight, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time on my YouTube channel.
All right, cool.
And you can catch me in the CGTV Discord.
Yes, do not forget about that. It will be in the description. And then you can catch me here on CloudDosage, CloudDosage streams. Also, don't forget about my own individual channels where I talk a lot about PlayStation and Xbox. Oh, I give it to that damn Phil Spencer. People like, oh, MM2K, can't stop console war. But no, check me out. I'm doing Forspoken streams, Ultra 4K. We're going to do on God of War. We're just playing a bunch of games, Division 2, all that stuff. Check me on MM2K at MM2K Gaming on YouTube and at MOS 2000 on Twitch. All right. So with that said, we appreciate everybody for coming through. Peace. Have a wonderful, wonderful gaming day.